All right, good morning, cyber friends. It's the Midi Man coming at you again from Walker Studio, back in Studio B and C. We thank God for the journey. We thank God for life, health, and strength. And we thank Him for each and every one of you, your cyber friends. You know who y'all, including the inner circle. All of y'all know who you are. We just want to say that we give God all the praise. And we thank Him for life as well as it is. And my brothers and sisters, if you look at the title of this video this morning, it's early Sunday morning, um, it said, Just for Me. Just for Me. This here was a song title. Now, I'm not for certain that who wrote the song originally, who the song belonged to, the composer, the author of this song. But I know back in the day, Sister Inez Andrews sang this song. And she did a recording of this song. And if y'all know, Sister Inez Andrews was a member of the original Caravans. Now, I'm not for certain that she's the one that wrote the song, but I know she did record it. And also, a great gospel quartet group that I did love back in the day were Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes. They did a version. They did a recording of Just for Me. And I want to say tonight, or this morning, I should say, early Sunday morning, we want to say that I want to let everybody know that I love that song, Just for Me. The song got a lot of meaning to it. And just for me, just to bring out a couple of phrases of what that song actually says. It says that just for me. In other words, he's asking God, so when you start passing out blessings, don't forget about me. Now, y'all, I know some of them might think that sounds selfish, but it's not really. If you think about it, it's not really selfish, because the songwriter said, Lord, when you start passing out blessings, just don't forget about me. In other words, don't overlook me. I don't mind your blessing everybody else, but please don't forget about me. So that's not really selfish, but nevertheless, old Midi Man is grateful this night, this morning. I keep saying tonight, but it is early morning, and got church service in the morning, but I'll be all right. I will be all right. I was let everybody know that Andrew College homecoming, that my part that I took part in, I ended mine on yesterday, right after the parade, and we did a little. The young ladies took some pictures there while we was at the parade and everything. So I just let that dawn, and that took care of my little portion of that day. I didn't want to wear myself completely out, so I was done for that. But now, thank God that part was over. But we did have an enjoyable time, and I enjoyed myself. That's the main thing, and that's a blessing. That's a blessing, right there in itself. And just to let everybody know, y'all saw me. I posted last night a post on Facebook that said, "Don't let nobody steal your joy. Don't let anyone steal your joy. The joy of the Lord, y'all, is our strength. And if you let someone steal it, you don't have any strength left. You don't have no strength if you lose your joy. And I understand, y'all, better than anyone that yes, you can get to the point to where it just seems like nothing makes sense. I mean, really, I think all of us have gotten to that point in our lives. At one stage or another, we all been to that point where we just seem like nothing that makes any sense at all. It makes you really don't care to a one degree. I heard some people say you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and make you feel that way sometimes. But let me say this much. Just like the song say, just for me. Lord, when you start making a way, don't forget about me as well. That's not selfish. That's not selfish. You just saying, Lord, I don't mind what you do for someone else, but please don't forget about me when I come to my road and my crossroad. That was a song that came out years ago saying, well, I'm at the crossroad. At a crossroad, you got a decision to make. And that's what that song was saying. I'm at the crossroad and I got a choice to make. All of us have a choice. We got choices. Now, the choice we make will affect no one to a degree. The person that is going to affect the most is you. You are the one making the choice, and the choices that we make most of the time and on a large scale, it's only going to affect us because we're the one making that choice. Now, I realize that there are some choices that can be made that will involve other people. And when you're doing stuff that's going to involve other people, you certainly need to be careful not to bring nobody else in your mess. Yeah, let me say it again. Don't bring other people in your mess. If you already know that, just because you are feeling a certain way, don't try to make somebody else day bad just because you feeling bad. That's not very proper. That's not courteous at all. In other words, if I'm having a bad day, then I need to stay to myself. Don't say nothing to nobody that day. Just hush and be quiet. Don't say nothing to nobody. Why try to make somebody else's day bad just because you having one? We need to pray and ask God to help us along the way. In other words, just for me, Lord, when you start making a way, don't forget about me. When you start healing, don't forget about me. Whatever that situation is that you need, I do believe that is what we should ask God to don't forget about me. And so I just thought about that song sitting here this morning early. And I decided that I would share that with my cyber friends. And I hope that y'all understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Hopefully I got it out right. Maybe it didn't come out right. Maybe it may not sound right to some of you. But nevertheless, I mean well. But really, just for me, Lord, when you start passing out blessings, please don't forget about me. My brothers and sisters, we hope that every one of you, those of you that do go out to a worship service, will go to worship service this morning somewhere. Join in fellowship with the believers. We need that, y'all. We need that. And those that are not, well, you pray and you have fellowship with you and the Lord yourself in the privacy of your own home, wherever you choose to do it. As long as you're giving God the glory, that's all that really matters to me. And that's all that really matters. God knows everything. He sees all. He hears all. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to holler very loud for God to hear you. Nevertheless, we need to try to do that if we can. Old Mitty Man is going to try to get out of here and do what thus says the Lord in the morning. This morning, I should say, in a few more hours, I'll be up and at 'em again, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, God give me the strength to do it. And I'm just grateful and thankful because people this time last year, I was, I was out of the hospital and out of over therapy. I had done come back home. But I was still a long way from what I am right now to sit here to this morning. A long way from it. And I was weak. I didn't have all my strength, but I was okay, everything. I was back in. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even walking very well. I didn't have my prosthetic at that particular time. I don't think I got my prosthetic until I believe it was like last October. Well, it was this month, I think, that I did get the prosthetic in, because I do remember when I went to the hospital last year in Tifton, Georgia. I had the leg at that particular time, and I went to the hospital on November the 30th last year. So y'all just reflecting. But let me tell y'all something. That's another song. I still have joy. Out of all that I've been through, I still have joy. I'm not going to let no one take away my joy. That's too high to pay. That's too high of a price for me to pay. to let you steal my joy. I tell all of you, to the best of your ability, try, just like the Apostle Paul told us, try to live at peace and be at peace with all men, especially the ones of the household of faith. But you heard what he said, do. Try. That meaning, y'all, there are some people that you're going to have to put at a distance until they can learn some sense. Because people will steal your joy and keep you down in the dump every day if you let them. They want to make you part of their mess. And, oh, y'all, it's so much. We're living in the latter days, y'all. As that we've been in the last days ever since 2,000 years ago, y'all. We've been in the last days. Apostle Paul and them thought they were in the last days, so it's surely, if Apostle Paul and them thought they were in the last days, surely we are in those last days. Up and now, we 2,000 years later. So you just got to realize that there are some people that you just going to have to keep at a distance. And guess what? Some of them people might be people that's close to you. Believe it. Jesus said, a man is not without honor, except for those in his own hometown, in his own household, in his own country. Your worst enemy is gonna be your own people. That's most of the time, that be your worst enemy. Jesus done said that. So why should I be surprised? He said, with sons against daughters and mothers against daughters, fathers against sons. In other words, all this will be going on. And we see that very vividly today. You may not have done anything, and if you haven't done anything, don't worry about it. You pray and you go to God with it and cut the deck. But nevertheless, let it be known that there are people out there that will allow Satan to use them to steal your joy. Because there is Satan behind it all, but he uses people. Just like God uses people to get his job done, Satan uses people to get his done too. He got his followers as well as God got his followers. So just be for certain, be for sure that whatever goes around, certainly will come back around. A man shall reap what he sowed. And when the Bible used that word man, he means mankind. That means male and female. It works both ways. It works all around the clock. No one is exempt from that universal law. You're going to reap what you sow. Be warned. This is Mitty Man saying, whatever you get into, if God ain't in it, please, ma'am, please, sir, come on out of it, because it's going to come to nothing. Till the next video, next Bible study, whichever come first. This is Mitty Man saying peace. Good morning.